Hi, my name is Ella Slater, and I will be talking about a study done on adverse childhood experiences and attachment styles. So, the title of the study was Adverse Childhood Experiences and Infidelity: The Mediating Roles of Anxious and Avoidant Attachment Styles. The study was done by Phoebe Coyle, George Van Dorn, Robert Teese, and Jacob Dye. The main topic is: do adverse childhood experiences increase the likelihood of infidelity, and do attachment styles explain this relationship? Starting out, I just wanted to define what attachment styles are. Attachment styles describe the characteristic ways individuals relate to others in close relationships shaped by early attachment experiences. So, this is basically how we create relationships, whether it be romantic or platonic, and it can look different. Some people have a certain attachment style for romance, and some people have certain attachment styles for friendships. It varies based off of situation and the person. I wanted to focus mainly on anxious and avoidant attachment styles. Anxious attachment is defined as individuals who desire closeness but fear rejection, leading to ambivalence and avoidance in relationships. Basically, you feel anxious when you're in a relationship due to the fear of losing them, so you try everything in your power to keep that relationship going, and that a lot of the time comes off as very overbearing for the other person in the relationship, which typically leads to an unstable relationship. Avoidant attachment is defined as individuals who tend to avoid closeness and emotional dependence, often valuing independence over connection. People with avoidant attachment style typically avoid closeness with other people due to the fear of getting hurt, which can lead to a lack of close social relationships and lack of long term romantic relationships. In this study, they talk a lot about ACEs, so I wanted to define that. ACEs describe any adverse childhood experience that classifies as neglect or abuse. That can be anything from sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, neglect, any type of adverse experience you would have as a child. So, going into method, the researchers surveyed 553 adults aged 18 to 82 using questionnaires that measure childhood adversity, attachment style, and frequency of cheating. These questionnaires had personal questions about length of romantic relationships and how many relationships you've been in and how many times you have cheated or thought about cheating on your partner. The results that they found, there were a couple. Starting out, they found those who reported childhood adversity report higher rates of infidelity. So people that experience more abuse and neglect as a child have tend to have higher rates of cheating on their partners. ACEs were associated with both attachment styles, but only avoidant explained the relationship between childhood adversity and cheating. This meaning they didn't see a lot of infidelity within people with anxious attachment styles due to the fact that people with anxious attachment do everything in their power to keep a relationship, so they're less likely to cheat on their partners. Avoidant attachment typically found themselves to cheat when the relationships became too serious for them. Some more results that they found: those with avoidant attachment are more likely to engage in infidelity. Anxious attachment was not associated with infidelity in this study specifically. Authors suggest people with anxious attachment avoid cheating due to fear of losing relationships. So, just reiterating what I said before, some limitations. The study was cross sectional, meaning that it cannot prove correlation between childhood trauma and infidelity. The data is self reported. So, self reported data can be influenced by human bias, bad recollection of memories, or simply just people lying because they want to make themselves sound better, even though it is an anonymous questionnaire. many kinds of adversity were combined into one ACE score. So it wasn't specific to one type of childhood trauma, and so they couldn't narrow it down. Practical applications. Data can be used for proper diagnosing of attachment styles, and therapists can better help their patients from a childhood trauma perspective to have longer lasting relationships. In conclusion, we can see a lot of correlation between childhood trauma and how it affects our attachment styles, and we can use this information to better diagnose people who struggle with close relationships. Thank you. Here are my references.